Hello, let me speak human. Let me speak human. Mourn for journalism. Mourn for Indian media. I never applied for any private or government job. I thought it is a mission. To be in journalism, it means you are involved in a mission. In Basantipur, it was my daily routine. We used to get Dainik Basmati by mail daily, and I had to read edit by Vivekanand Mukhopadhyay aloud. My father, Pulim Babu, was illiterate in academic sense, but he used to read every literature available in every language, and I had to read at least Bengali, Hindi, and English newspapers daily, and the edits daily. The edits which were committed to people's cause, the news, those were concerned with basic issues, public grievances, public hearing, it was media for me. I never did apply for any government or private job. I landed in Jharkhand to understand the production system in India, industrial structure of India, because I was interested in economics. Let me tell what is politics. Let me tell what is economics. Politics is the power game, ultimate in fight for power, ultimate corruption, ultimate manipulation, ultimate muscle power, ultimate dominance, ultimate racial behavior. It is politics. I knew. What is economics? I never believed in the definition of Adam Smith or Marshall. I studied economics and history only in intermediate classes, and in graduation I opted for politics and sociology because I wanted to understand the grassroots level data mechanism, the grassroots level survey system, the grassroots level social construction, deconstruction, disorganization, organization, and other things. I was not illusioned by politics. I knew it is biased. I knew it is an affair of the dominant hegemony. I knew that the nationalism is about the sustenance of the interests of the ruling hegemony and the class rule, and we have been as a family and worked for polarization as class polarization to make the society equal and to make the society ready for social justice. We worked for peace. We worked for human right. We were associated with nature because I am the son of the Himalayas by birth. I was born and brought up in the Himalayan region, and I did try to speak always the plight of the Himalayan people, and hence nature is topmost priority for me. I had been involved in Chipko movement, and I was involved in practical journalism due to this movement since 1973. I worked with dreidel machines, and in those days we were not able to publish photos. Then in 1980 or 81, some newspapers in India opted for offset machines. Internet was the affair in 90s. Before 90s, it was a different media which was involved to make public opinion for change in the system. And now it seems the media for which I am working since 1973, from Dainik Parvatiya to Indian Express, it is uprooted, it is dead. Mourn for media. We have technically superpower. India is the superpower of technology. Manpower in technology is greatest, whether our economy survives or not. I am not concerned about political game. I don't bother about politics. I don't care for the political forces, political parties and political ideologies. I care for apolitical activities, apolitical activism for man and nature. It has been my life. I was living that life, and all my friends are senior to me. They are in the age group of 70s, and they consider me friend. I am very lucky. Only last night I called our brother Mr. Anand Sarup Verma, who is based in Kathmandu these days, and I informed him that Indian media wants immediate Indian intervention in Nepal, and this is the scenario. And he told me they knew it. The people in Kathmandu knew it. They knew about Indian interference. They are angry with economic blockade. But he scolded me to call in Kathmandu because it is very dearly. I did not mind because he is my elder brother, and I know he is very, very committed. I was just disappointed to see the activities of media, and I am part of that media. The edit is justifying Mohan Bhagwat's demand to kill reservation and quota, but nobody is demanding to annihilate the caste. Not even Mohan Bhagwat, not even Mr. Hardik Patil, not any political party, not even the self-styled protagonists and followers of Ambedkarite movement. They are not concerned, and everybody wants to sustain caste system. And if you open newspapers, it is caste conflicts all the way on the name of politics. If you open the newspapers or browse the TV channels, it is alarming experience that you have to witness the live details of violence. You have to witness the live details of sexual torture of women, and it is horrible. It is horrible because the media justifies the military state, and the media justifies the ethnic cleansing, the genocide, the displacement drive, and so on. You know that we assume that Indian women is empowered nowadays, and they represent the country in every sphere of life. I am proud, I am very, very proud of our sisters and daughters and their flight in the sky. But I don't understand the women lib movement, who is understood to stand against the patriarchal system, but they are not concerned to change the patriarchal system. For example, last day the hype was about a news item, the news item about Chhattisgarh class 10th syllabus, in accordance with the cause of unemployment lies in the employment of women. In India, and only in India, the woman is deprived of every right. She is deprived of the right to religion in a Hindu Rashtra. She is Shudra, she is enslaved, and she has no right, no economic right, no political right, and it is the Manusmriti for which Indian media bats for. Indian media is crying for intervention in Nepal, as India intervened in Sri Lanka, and India intervened in Bangladesh also. They want to repeat the history. Nepal is blocked economically. It is, for me, a case of bleeding from the heart, bleeding from my heart, because I consider the Himalayan zone as a singular geopolitical unit which is the root of our survival. Without the Himalayas, we can't survive. And the case is the same all over the geopolitics, irrespective of political hegemony, irrespective of national identity and nationalism, irrespective of religion. It is the racial dominance which speak for politics, which speak for religion, and which speak for economics. Nepal is not a Hindu Rashtra now, and it is the objection. It is the main objection that Nepal opted for secular and democratic nationalism, and Nepal refused to return to monarchy in a Hindu nation. The Madhesis refused it first, The Janjati, they rejected it first. In spite of this, in spite of this secular and democrat environment, the contradiction is Nepal is on fire. The Madhesi are mobilized. We knew during the great and massive earthquake, and which had an impact all over the geopolitics. It was the slogan "Go Back India" because RSS network was working there. Because since the SAARC summit, Indian Prime Minister did push for Hindu nation in Nepal, and he worked for Hindutva agenda, and the Nepalese people were agitated. What changed Nepal? Because the caste system is inherent in Nepal. Because the caste dominance is the story of politics. It is the economic saga. Hence, the Madhesi and Janjati people, they want their share in the new Nepal. It is the infight, and I believe that a sovereign state like Nepal, it can resolve its own problem. Why should India interfere there? Would we like an interference, a third party interference in our Kashmir? Would we like an interference in central India inflicted by Maoist movement? Would we like an interference in northeast India? No, we would not like. Then why do we bat for interference in Nepal? Because we are batting to kill social justice, we are batting to kill equality, we are batting to kill democracy, we are batting to kill human rights, we are batting to kill justice. And hence, we are not concerned with Kashmir, we are not concerned with Northeast, we are not concerned with the Himalayan zone, we are not concerned with SC, ST, OBC and minorities, and we support ethnic cleansing. It is not media, it is not public opinion, I firmly believe. And if you want to kill reservation, if you want to kill the quota, and in case you want equality and justice ensured, in case you want peace, then kill the caste system, annihilate the caste, because caste system has inflicted in Nepal, and hence Nepal is on fire, and India wants to make a colony of Nepal. India wanted to make a colony of Bangladesh. India wanted to make a colony of Sri Lanka. Bangladesh refused, Sri Lanka refused, and Nepal has also refused. But apolitical forces in India, ironically, they are batting for the political forces, political ideology, apolitical forces, the national conscience, the national media is pushing hard to make India Hindu within 2020 and make the globe within 2030. It is physically impossible. It is physically impossible, I repeat. And this attempt is all about the ethnic cleansing. This attempt is all about the riots across the borders. This attempt is all about the stories of unprecedented violence in a free market opening or economy, and the religion, the politics and the economics, they are the the Bermuda Triangle. This is the fatal alchemy. This is the Trishul, the Hindutva Trishul that is piercing our heart, that is killing the nature, that is killing humanity. Be aware, and if you can, please, please revive the apolitical humanity, revive the forces, the communities associated with nature. Please revive Indian media, which had always been apolitical, which had always been a mission. Thank you. Let me speak human. Thank you.